All right, you guys, we will kick this off. Josh is, I think, on his way. He was coming straight from another call. So, for those of you that don't know who Josh Coates is, he was my mentor. Gosh, well, he's still one of my mentors from afar, but I worked one-on-one with him for like 3 years and learned so much for him. So he is a leadership. He got into the Beachbody world because he was a John Maxwell coach. And then he really fell in love with what we do as coaches, what we're all about. And so then he kind of just made everything he does focused on helping us. So he does trainings and push groups and masterminds and works one-on-one with some leaders, and everything he does, he's a mindset push coach, like helps you just really level up and reach your potential. So he asked me to speak on, he has a podcast. He asked me to speak on his podcast next week. And he's like, and if you do it, like, I'll do a team call for you. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Cause he knows I hate speaking and all those things. So I'm like, let's do it. And let's do it ASAP. So when I was talking to him, he's like, who do you want me to talk to? What do you want me to speak on? I'm like, I really want you to focus on our newer group, and not just our newer group, but just our people that have goals, want this, but maybe haven't reached what they want yet. They haven't hit the goals that maybe they expected to. And I just want them to kind of breathe some belief into you guys, because I 100% believe that this is possible for every single one of us. If I can do it, you can do it. If anyone can do it, anyone can do it, right? That's just how this business is. It's how it works. It doesn't play favorites. And the only thing that will stand in your way is yourself. And that's really hard. Coming from a mentor perspective, that's really hard, because as much as I believe in you guys, and I believe in all of my coaches, I see their potential far earlier than they see it in themselves most of the time. And nothing that I can do or say or give you or provide or anything matters until you believe in yourself. And so if you're at a place in your business and just in life in general where that's a struggle, where you're like, yeah, she can do it, but I'm just probably not cut out for this, or I have this stacked up against me, or any sort of limiting belief, that's what you need to tackle head on every single day until it no longer is in your head. Because while it's holding space there, you don't have enough room to truly just do the things that you're capable of. So I think he's on. Do you guys see him?
Hello, can you hear me?
Josh.
I don't know. I'm on. I mean, on my page, I'm up at the top, but.
Where are you?
Can you hear me, Micah? Can you hear me? No? No? Can anybody hear me?
You talking?
Uh-huh.
I can't hear anything.
1 sec.
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to take these off because I can't hear him.
Testing.
Josh, I'm just going to mute myself and you talk, okay? 1 second. Let me do the speaker view and then I'll mute myself. Where are you? Like, stand up and do a dance or something. Oh, there you are! I see you! Okay, here we go.
I'm here, guys. Show me some jazz fingers so you guys can hear me. Show me some jazz fingers. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Micah, can you hear me now? Can you do me a huge favor and hit the mute all button, and then I'll unmute me, because there's a couple people got some like noise going on. There we go. Thank you, girl. I appreciate it. Thanks for the introduction. I'm pretty sure that is the longest introduction Micah has ever given. I think she was nervous that she couldn't see me yet, so she felt like she had to keep going. I could like see it on her face. I'm like, she thinks Josh is running late as usual, and she's trying to make up more things to say so that he could get on here. And she just couldn't see me because I was on like page 3 or whatever. But I'm so excited to be here, guys. See so many familiar faces. Of course, lots of new faces. Tonight, I want to talk to you about something that I know is going to hit everybody in different ways, okay? So tonight, I want to talk to you about what I call the success formula. And when I say the success formula, I like to put the word the in all caps. Like this is the, like, you know, Ohio State likes to think that they are like the Ohio State for whatever reason. This is the success formula. And I actually learned it from Micah. And then kind of just like added a little like one thing myself. She actually got it from EntreLeadership, which is a Dave Ramsey book. So I'm going to give you the formula, and then I'm going to teach you how every single one of you that is struggling to get any type of results at any level, okay, it all comes down to something in this formula, okay? It comes down to one part. So here is the formula. You guys ready for it? I got my Apple wheel spinning, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Am I okay? Show me some jazz fingers if I'm doing. You can see me. Okay. I don't know what my computer apparently is just like pissed off at me right now for some reason. I can't figure out why. But as long as I'm not lagging, cool. So here it is: consistency plus intensity plus worth plus time. Consistency plus intensity plus worth plus time equals whatever you want. You can get whatever you want in life if you will apply these 4 words, okay? And how many of you say, Josh, like I'm struggling because maybe I'm not making as many sales as I'd like to be making? Show me some jazz fingers if that's you. How many can say, Josh, I'm struggling because I'm not recruiting as many people as I'd like to be recruiting? Show me some jazz fingers. How many of you can say, Josh, I'm struggling because I'm not leading people at the level I would really like to be leading people. I can't figure out how to get other people moving. Show me some jazz fingers. Whatever level that is, whatever level it is that you're stuck at, I'm telling you this formula, you're stuck somewhere within this formula, okay? So, Micah. Okay. So something's freezing up with my computer. I can tell because I'm talking and you guys are responding 3 seconds later. Can you give me 10 seconds to close this out and just pop back in so that it like refreshes my screen? I don't know, but my video is like lagging out. You guys are fine, but like I'm lagging, okay? I'll be back 10 seconds. Cool? Okay.
Cool.
Let me hop out of here real quick.
Well,
Okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Like right now I'm trying to click on Zoom and it's like just not even responding.
Yeah, you're frozen on my screen, but you're doing an epic face, so it's fine.
That is awesome. Control shift, like what's the command? What do I do? Like literally I can't even click on buttons on my Zoom screen. It's like my computer decided it hates my guts.
Oh no.
What's happening?
Oh no.
Control Alt Delete.
Thank you. Control. I promise this is going to be good, so just hang around, okay?
Won't go
Can you guys hang around for me? I might have to like force a shutdown here.
We'll just do a quick hot seat Q&A while you're fixing your stuff. Do you guys have any quick questions you want to ask me while we're on? Anything.
So I'll ask. I'm gonna have 4 coaches on each leg at the end of this month, and I really want to hit diamond. It's like around 30 days that I've been with Beachbody, and so I want to know like what's a way I can get these girls that I am getting to join to like push to get 2 on each of my legs.
So I would how did you go Emerald so fast? What I would say the simplest way to lead and to duplicate success is to simply do what you did. So what helped you go Emerald quick? That's what I would encourage them to do. Like, hey, go find 2 people who you want to do the challenge with you, who you want to be on this journey with you, who you love and support, who love and support you, and let's get them started with you. Usually it's mom and husband or friend and husband or sister and cousin. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be people they already know well. So make sure that this goes for everyone. Make sure that you guys are not overlooking the people that you have close relationships with already, because those are the people that are going to jump on board way sooner than anyone like Cold Market, right? So that's what I would just encourage you. Like Emerald is a decision. So if any of your girls are like, yeah, I'm in this to work, then let's get in this to work and find your 2 like stat. So I would just really set that expectation early and help them find their 2 that want to do the challenge with them.
Sweet. Thank you.
That's super exciting. You're doing so awesome.
Okay, I'm back, Micah. Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yep.
That was the worst. I had to like shut down the whole thing manually and then close. Apparently there's 1,000 windows open in the background somewhere that I had to go close. So I apologize.
No worries.
Okay. So back to what I was talking about. Regardless of where you're stuck at, it's one of these 4 words that's holding you back at whatever level that is. Okay. So we're going to go through these one at a time. And I just want you to have a real, serious, honest evaluation of what you are and aren't doing in your business right now, okay? Show me some jazz fingers if you're ready for a little honesty with yourself, okay? All right, beautiful. Uh-oh, my girl Ashley is here. The chat's about to blow up. Okay, so number 1, consistency. Next to the word consistency, I want you to write this. Am I following the full program? Am I following the full program? Now, how many of you have had a challenger that says, girl, I'm not losing weight. This stuff doesn't work. Hold on. I got to go to my Valley Girl voice. I apologize. That wasn't the Josh voice. I'm like not getting results over here. I've been like, it's like I work out like once a week, sometimes twice a week, but like these results aren't happening and I don't really understand why. Like, I don't know. And you are like, well, hold on, girl. Hold on. Are you actually following the program? Huh? Are you following the program? And they're like, well, I like did a couple of the workouts. Maybe I'm drinking like Shakeology once or twice a week, but they're not following the full program. What happens when you don't follow the full program, guys? Do you get the kind of results that you really want? Does anybody get the kind of results they really want when they don't follow the full program? No, you don't. So tell me this. Why in the world do we have a whole bunch of health and fitness coaches who preach there's no such thing as a quick fix? Who preach, guys, you do not need some diet pill. You don't need some type of overnight thing. You need to stick to the full-blown program. And then when it comes to our business, nobody sticks to the program. When it comes to our business, how many of you can say, Josh, I'm doing some of the things that Micah tells me, but if I'm being super real and honest, I am not doing all of the things that I know I should be doing. Come on, be real with me. Be real with me. Jazz fingers. Not doing all of the things. Am I freezing up like crazy? I'm about to just like kill Zoom. I'm going to take my laptop. I'm going to kick it into the freaking galaxy. Is it getting any better? Like people are responding. Okay, it's getting better. I text Jenny and asked her to hop off Netflix. We like just upgraded our internet like 2 weeks ago. The internet hates our guts. I have no idea what the problem is, but it hates our guts. So I asked Jenny to get off Netflix. Maybe that fixed the problem. Okay, so back to my question. Can you honestly say you are sticking with the full program and doing all of the things Micah asked you to do? Are you following the full-blown tracker, or are you following your preferred version of the tracker? Now, a lot of people like to pretend that they're really, really, really consistent. But 90% of the time, if you're struggling to make sales, there is something on that tracker you're not consistently doing. Now, you want to bump it up to recruiting? Maybe you're consistently doing all of the things it takes to sell, but you ain't talking about the business. You ain't asking people to join your team. You ain't talking about the business in your stories. In other words, like whichever level you're stuck at, it's because your consistency is not to the full program. It's to your version of the program. Has anybody ever done a workout program where you're like, you know what? I'm going to do like most of this program, but like, honestly, that meal plan, I don't know about that. What happens when you do that? You don't see the kind of results you know you could have got. Do you guys agree? When you only do a part of the game plan, you don't get the full results. And so we have so many people who want to think they're consistent because they show up every single day. And what I'm trying to tell you is I don't care how many days in a row you show up. If you don't follow the game plan, they don't count. You got to do the full plan. So I want you right now to write down on your piece of paper in front of you or on your iPad, iPhone, whatever you're using to take notes. If you got an Android, I'll forgive you. I want you to write down what it is, if we're being real honest, which part of the program you're not following. Write it down. Even you, Shauna, I see that look. Write it down. Now I'm going to go one step further like a good Pentecostal preacher would. And I'm going to ask you to also share it in the chat thread. What's the thing you just wrote down? Show me over in the thread. You can carry me in your pocket. Just go to the podcast store and download Your Push Coach. Okay, you can take me with you everywhere you want. Meal plan. Sorry, I meant for the business, but definitely, yeah. I mean, for your health and fitness too, absolutely. We got to stick to the full program. If we want to get results in our business, we got to follow the program in our fitness as well. So thank you for saying that. Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you're not getting what you want in your business, you just told me why. You just told me why. And I'm going to tell you something that nobody wants to hear. It really is that simple. For the sake of my career, I wish I could tell you something really incredibly intelligent and complicated that would show you why I'm so successful. But the truth is, I ain't got nothing. I don't have anything as complicated as what you want to make success into. It's literally that simple. When it comes to losing weight, how many of you are so frustrated by how many people want to overcomplicate it and talk about, well, you need to eat this hour of the day and you need to have, this many macros and you need to have this many, and you're like, it's really not that complicated. Follow the meal plan, do your workout, drink your Shakeology. And when it comes to your business, it's really not more complicated than the vital behaviors, but I can promise you this. If you don't do the simple things that are the vital behaviors, you will never see the kind of success that you want to see. Now, I will say, I have ran into a couple, and by a couple, I mean literally 2 out of thousands of people that have some weird, crazy skill of using social media because apparently they're better at taking pictures than me to make some sales and make some money. But I'm telling you, they are 1 in a freaking million. Now, so many of you want to try to pretend that there are people out there who have special skills that you don't, and that's why they have success. And I'm telling you, there's maybe 2 out of a million that are like that. The rest of them are consistency queens. And I will tell you, the queen of the queens is your own Micah Folsom. I literally have a nickname for her. I think I've told her this before. My nickname for her is Machine Mindset. When people ask me, because they know that we worked together for a long time, they say, dude, what is it about Micah? Jamie Fitzpatrick actually asked me this in Toronto. He's like, tell me, what's Micah's thing? Like, what is it about her? I said, dude, machine mindset. That's it. That's it. She shows up day in and day out with the mindset of, I can do this and I will do this. She doesn't have any fancy skills. She's not some like social media genius. She literally, when someone says, Micah, this is the action it takes to get this result, she goes, okay, and she does it. She trusts the process. You want to have Micah-like results? I'm gonna just tell you right now, you want to have Micah-like results. I need you to just follow the program for as many years in a row as she has. Some of you get like, oh my God, she's like double superstar. She's been in the top 15, I think like 5 years in a row since 2014. And you hear her stats and they sound like this, but that's because you don't know how many years of consistency she put in to get that. And everyone on this call, she opened it up by saying, everyone can do this. Success doesn't play favorites. And it doesn't. Okay? But I will tell you this. There are very few people willing to do what success demands. And success demands consistency. And if you don't want to play by the rules of consistency, you better pray to God that you are that 1 in a million that knows how to take such a beautiful picture that people will join you anyways. But I'll just tell you right now, I am not one of those, and you probably aren't either. So it all starts with that. Number 2, intensity. This is my favorite thing in the world to talk about, guys. I love talking about intensity. Somebody asked me the other day, like, well, intensity, what does that mean? Okay, so consistency is doing the right things, but intensity is bringing the right energy. Okay? Now, to give you an example of what this looks like, how many of you can say that there is a really big difference between the person who works out every single day, I'm marking off every single thing on the program, I'm doing it, I'm doing the workout, but there are some days where honestly, you ain't feeling that workout and you're doing the modifier for like the full-blown workout. Anybody ever had one of those days? Now tell me this. What happens if you can successfully complete the program because you pressed play every single day, but month after month after month after month, instead of bringing your intensity, instead of taking 2 scoops of Energize and saying, I'm going to dominate the world today, you do the modifier every single move, every single day, day after day, week after week, month after month. You've now been doing the program a full 100 days and never once challenged yourself to try to jump higher than you jumped before, to try to do more push-ups than you had done before, to try to go harder than what you had gone before. That's what I mean by intensity. When it comes to our business, and I love using health and fitness examples because it just makes so much sense that way. When it comes to our business, it's one thing to check off all of the things on the tracker. It's another thing to wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I usually do the modifier on this move, but I'm going to jump for the roof today. Like I'm just going to jump for the whole freaking roof every single time. Some of you are checking off the boxes, but if you're being really honest with yourself, there is no energy whatsoever behind what you're doing. You knew that you were supposed to share a transformation picture, so you pulled one out, you posted it, you said, on the left is me, on the right is me. I'm better. Now, hopefully no one actually made a post that lame, but you know what I'm talking about. Some of you go to your inbox, and it's time to do your invites. It's time to ask people to join your challenge group. And instead of saying, I've got a chance today to literally change someone's life, instead you're in your inbox going, oh my God, I have to send invites today because I have to check this off the box. Now tell me this, what kind of energy are you putting out into the world when you aren't even excited about what you have to offer? Do you think anybody's really going to join you? Do you think anyone wants to join your challenge group? When you have 0 smiles on your face and 0 excitement in your business, does anybody want to join you? Do you want to join a person like that? No. So on top of doing the right things, we have to show up with the right energy. And I'm going to give you one of my favorite words in the world from one of my favorite books in the world. We have to find this thing. I want you to write this word down in all caps. We have to find this thing called obsession. That's one of my favorite words too, Ashley. But tonight we're going to talk about obsession. Grant Cardone has a book called Be Obsessed or Be Average. Now, for people who grew up in a religious home like me, anybody? Wave your hands at me if you grew up in a religious home like me. We were often looked at as the weird kids because my dad was very, very, very strict. He had a very specific code of like morals and ethics and everything we had to live by. We weren't allowed to listen to music if it was secular. We weren't allowed to watch PG-13 movies. We had to be at church every single time the door was open, and a lot of people thought we were really weird. But here's the thing. If it's what you believe with all of your heart is the right way to live and the right thing to do, does it really matter if everybody else thinks you're weird? Does it really matter if everybody thinks that you're the weird kid? When you know what it is you believe in, I believe you have an obligation to live by that. And now we all probably on this call have different beliefs, different ethics, morals, whatever. But when you find the thing you believe in, you now have a moral and ethical obligation to live by that. Now tell me how many people on this call can say, Josh, these products and this business have changed my life forever. I want you to raise your hands. Show me them jazz fingers. Come on. These products, this business has changed my life forever. Now tell me why in the world you would be 1 foot in and 1 foot out on something that changed your life. If you have something that you can give the world that has literally changed your life, I believe it is now your moral and ethical obligation to share that with the world. I'm going to take it one more way. How many of you can say, Josh, my family really needs this business to take off for me? Like, we really need the extra money. We have debt we need to pay off, jobs that we're not happy with, debt that we're tired of swimming in, vacations that we would like to go on. Now tell me this. How come some of you, when you say you need this business to work, be making excuses like, yeah, but I'm really trying to live a balanced life over here, and my business is just it's kind of getting in the way of some things. I did a podcast, you should check it out, that says, do you really need to take a step back? And in this podcast, I address this thing that I hear from people all the time. I just need to take a step back in my business. It's kind of, it's kind of like stressing out my life. Or you might, if you're like really good at this, you might throw your kids under the bus. My kids are just constantly complaining that I'm always on my phone, or my spouse is constantly complaining that he doesn't have any of my attention. Isn't it funny how the business you started to help your family, you will then turn around and throw them under the bus as your excuse for copping out? I'm just going to say what I think it is. I'm just going to be real and just say, I think it's copping out. You weren't willing to take ownership for the thing you said you needed to do to change your family's life. What in the world are you doing sitting around letting a 4-year-old tell you what's best for your family? Do you let your 4-year-old tell you what to cook for dinner? How many of you have kids that complain about your healthy meals that you've been cooking? Come on. Anybody? My kids will legit act like they're sick to get out of eating dinner. My 14-year-old kid will say, oh, well, first he'll ask what's for dinner. I'll be like, oh, we're making some chicken and some vegetables. And then he'll be like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to eat tonight. I haven't been feeling good all day. I'm like, oh, is that true? Okay. Well, you know what? I was actually thinking about having some like ice cream for dessert. Oh, okay. I'll have some ice cream. Yeah, that's what I thought, buddy. Okay, then you need to eat dinner. They will literally fake sick to try to get it out of eating healthy. But I'm the dad, and it's my job to decide what's best for my kid's future. Correct? So when it comes to your business, you have to be an actual adult, and you have to learn to do two things, okay? One, you have to learn to communicate. When I was growing my business, I had to go to the office a couple hours a day, and here's what I told my kids. They said, Daddy, don't go to the office. We want you to play with us. The reality is I wasn't about to play with them. I was about to watch TV for 2 hours, okay? So I would say, listen, do you guys want a bigger allowance? Yes, we do. Do you guys want to go on vacations? Yes, we do. Do you guys want to have bigger birthday parties? Yes, we do. Then daddy needs to go to the office for 2 hours, okay? I will be in there for 2 hours with the door shut. I need uninterrupted time. When I'm done in 2 hours, we will have undivided playtime. Okay, daddy, okay. I would go to my office. I would shut the door. Now, let me tell you what I would do while the door was shut. I would do the things that were on my tracker. I wouldn't sit there and scroll my news feed. I wouldn't pretend to work. I would go do the work it took to build a business. And then when the 2 hours was up, I would come out and I would give them undivided playtime. Now, does anybody on this call spend 16 hours of undivided time with their kids? Does anybody do that? If you do, please don't raise your hand. Like I might call someone on you for being that crazy. So how in the world are you going to say, I don't have time for this business because I'm like, my kids got kids and I got a full-time job plus kids, and like life is busy. Yeah, because you're the only human on the planet that also has kids, right? Because you're the only human on the planet that has a full-time job. Like everyone else in the world is working part-time. You're the only one with a full-time job. Why are you going to throw your family under the bus when they were the ones you were doing this for? One, you need to communicate. Two, you need to actually live by that communication. So when you say I'm going to the office to work for 2 hours, one, you actually work. And two, when the 2 hours is up, it's done. You need to have a set schedule for your business so that you can communicate with a spouse if need be, so you can communicate with kids if need be, and so that you can hold yourself in check to make sure you're doing the right things instead of playing on your phone all day and pretending to work. If you do those things, you can bring the right energy and you can, let me just say, also business is way more exciting when you do it 2 to 4 hours a day instead of 12 to 14 hours a day. If you're doing it 12 to 14 hours a day, I'm just going to tell you, you should hate your business because I would too. Don't nobody want to be on their phone or laptop 12 to 14 hours a day talking to other humans. Most of you don't even really like other humans. Like you want to help other humans, but you don't really like other humans. So why are you spending all of your time with them? Okay. Number 3 is worth. This one is a really, really, really big one for me because I do believe that worth is the only thing, in my opinion, that we are born with and that we are promised. And it's the thing that we give up the quickest. How many people, how many times have thought to themselves, I don't know if I can have success. I don't even know if I'm worthy of that. And sometimes we pin it against our religion, which I think is really, really crappy. Sometimes we pin it against our past. We pin it against our failures. But in reality, to me, I'm just going to tell you what I think about this. I think that what you're really saying is that you don't believe in humanity. Because if you really believed in humanity, there's no way in the world you could exclude yourself so easily. How many of you on this call can say, Josh, I truly believe in other humans. I believe that humans were put here for a reason, and I believe that every individual has a divine purpose, and that we are here to make the world a better place, to make an impact, to leave a legacy. Raise your hands if you believe that. And maybe you'd use a different word than divine, but I think you all understand what I mean. How dare you believe so strongly and have such a conviction for everyone else in the world except for yourself? That's a really, really, really hypocritical way to live. And so for me, I'm very, 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 very passionate about this word worth, because I hear person after person after person after person who is struggling with the consistency and intensity because in reality, they don't believe in their own worth. And as long as you don't believe in your own worth, I'm going to tell you right now, it will be almost impossible for you to ever put in the kind of consistency or intensity it takes to actually see success. And so if that's where you're struggling, I need you to dig into personal development like you have never done before. I need you to dig into personal development like your life depends on it, because in my opinion, it really does. I need you to literally commit to this community, because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you spend enough time with other people who believe, guess what rubs off on you? Belief. You spend your time with enough people who have confidence, guess what's going to rub off on you? Confidence. You spend enough time with the right kind of, here's the thing, guys, we all are currently in this place. We are currently the product of our past environments. But the beautiful thing, as grown adults, we can choose our environment. You can choose to plant yourself in a new place that you can then become the product of. So I need you to lock into personal development like you've never done before, and I need you to lock into this community like you've never done before. I need you to say, you know what? I need to change, and that means I need to stick with the people who I want to be like. Hi, buddy. What's up, man? I miss you, dude. You have got to say, I'm committed. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the thing you will be tempted to do so many times over and over and over when you're struggling in your business, how many of you can say, when I struggle, that's when it's the hardest to show up on a team call and the hardest to participate in team challenges. There is something in our human nature that wants to run and hide when we are struggling because we're embarrassed. But that's the time you have to lean in the most. One of the reasons I'm here today is because my first year, I had a mentor. His name was Randy, and he said, dude, I want to help you. So for the first year of your business, I'm going to give you bi-weekly coaching calls. And every other week, we got on the phone and we talked. And I'm just going to tell you guys, my first year, I wanted to quit every single day for the first 6 months. I'm talking every single day. I was listening to audiobooks just to keep myself from quitting. I knew if I could listen to like 4 hours worth of personal development, there's no way after that I could still want to quit. It would just fill me up with so much positivity and so much belief, it would get me through that day. But I honestly had to wake up every single day and listen to more personal development to keep that kind of energy going. And our bi-weekly calls was probably the difference between me quitting and me continuing to move on. I just needed somebody else to tell me on a regular basis, hey man, even though you suck, even though you haven't made any sales, even though you're failing, I still believe in you. And for me, that was enough. One of my mentors says that everything we accomplish is riding on the coattails of someone else's belief. Do you know why I believe in Beachbody products so much. Even though I love Shakeology and I do drink it every day, it's not because of that. Even though I love Energize, I had half a scoop before I hopped on this call and spilled it all over my shirt. I hope I got it all off. I might have very yellow teeth from all the Energize and just cranking before calls all the time. It's not that. The reason I believe so strongly in what you guys do is because of the accountability. The accountability is 100% the most powerful part of any new process you're trying to embrace. Without accountability, unless you got some serious self-discipline, you got no hope. And there are some people that have the kind of self-discipline that they have gained through other experiences, whether it be maybe some type of sports background, some type of military background. There are those kind of people, okay? But for most of us, by ourselves, we suck pretty bad. And the reason what you do is so powerful is because you're really the only people out there that offer accountability for fitness. You're the only ones. Nobody else, for whatever reason, has put that piece of the puzzle together. And I think I know the reason. The reason is it's more work. When you guys say it's a whole lot more work to hold people accountable than it is to just sell products, it's one of the reasons my business, even though I produce a ton of money, isn't quite as profitable as a lot of people in my industry, because I have a team of 4 assistants to do all of the work it takes to hold people accountable. I could record videos all day and night and just sell them, but I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with pretending to train people without offering accountability, because I know accountability is really the most important part. And so I need you to remember that for your business. You can't do this alone. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Like, maybe you don't like that. I don't know. I don't really care. You can't do this alone. You are going to need the help of other humans. That's why this team exists. That's why the team page exists. That's why these calls exist. That's why push groups that Micah puts on exist. I need you. If you really want to go somewhere in life, I swear to you, it will take being around the right people. So Micah didn't ask me to say any of this part. This is me pleading for your sake, for the sake of your success, for the sake of your future. I am pleading with you to lock on as tight as you possibly can. I don't make any money for that, okay? Micah doesn't give me a kickback for how many people show up on a call, obviously, okay? I'm just telling you what I believe. You're going to need a tribe. You're going to need a community of humans that are running with you. So whatever it is you're struggling with, guys, consistency, intensity, worth, the last thing is time. Time is really the only thing you cannot control. It's the only thing. It's the thing we try to control the most, and yet it's the only thing we can't control. So the only thing that I have to say about time in closing is stop trying so hard to control time and get to controlling the things that you can control, which is the consistency and the intensity and the work. But Josh, like how long do I got to do this? I don't know. Like, I know that sometimes that can sound like a scam when all the successful people say, we have no idea how long it's going to take, but that's because we have no idea how long it's going to take. Because every single human is different. Every single human came into this business with different life experiences. If you have never done anything in your life that included stepping out of your comfort zone, that included trying to build relationships with others, it's going to take you a little bit longer to develop some of those skills. I had very good people skills when I came into this business. I'd worked retail for like 10 years. I had some sales experience. I used to be a graphic designer, so I even have like a little bit, not that it's helped me that much on social media. I'm pretty terrible with pictures, but I can do some graphic design. I know my way around. So even with all of that stuff, I had zero network whatsoever. I'd been playing in rock bands for 10 years. So my whole network was emo kids that were under the age of 22. They were not signing up for my training groups. So even with the skills I did have, I didn't have the network part. How do you predict how long someone with the right skills will take to build the right network? You can't. What about someone who has the network but doesn't have the people skills? Again, we're all on a different day one. Not one single person on this call has the same day one as someone else, even if you signed up on the same day. Because you came in with different baggage. We all came in with some type of insecurity, right? I mean, I know we can like amen that. We all came in with a different insecurity. We all came in with different talents, different skills, different ways that we process things, different ways that we learn things. How long is it going to take? I have no idea. But does that really matter as much as the fact that you're eventually going to get there? So just like your health and fitness, we just need to show up today. And when we wake up tomorrow, guess what? We'll have enough strength to show up again and again and again and again. And it's just like having kids sometimes. Sometimes you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this again tomorrow. Guess what? You wake up and you do it again tomorrow, don't you? Sometimes you get a babysitter because you need a night off. That's fine too. If you need to have a night off from your business occasionally, that's fine. But notice I use the word occasionally, not every day or every week, okay? Yes, it can be tiring, okay? Guess what? So is a new job. Has anyone ever had a job that made them tired? Anyone ever had a job that made them tired? Yeah. Anyone ever had some things around the house they needed to do that made them tired? Anyone ever had a relationship in their lives that made them tired? Anybody ever want to tell your husband that you're kind of tired of him? Like just go to your room for the night. Leave me alone, okay? Just let me take a bubble bath, okay? Everything in life that has rewards has responsibility. And responsibility creates pressure, and pressure creates being tired. That doesn't make it a bad thing. What matters most in life is you have to decide what are the kind of rewards you're willing to fight for. Because every reward you ever get in life will take a fight. So you got to ask yourself, what rewards do I want in life? And if I want them that bad, I need to be willing to fight for it. So yeah, you're going to have to fight for your business. I'd like to tell you that it's pretty and it's fun and it always looks just like Instagram, but that's a lie. It is going to take a fight, which means you are going to have to do some work, which means you are going to have to get over some excuses. You're going to have to stop lying to yourself, and you're going to have to put in the work it takes. So my greatest challenge to you tonight, plug into the team and all of the resources that are available and live by the full program. Whatever you told me in the comments over here, okay? Whatever you told me over here, it's time to step up. It's time to live by the program instead of pretending. All right? Micah, off to you. Closing statements.
I want to just ask you something really quick because I've been chatting with a lot of my coaches, and I want to get your feedback on this. So what would you say to someone who has somewhat of a vision of where they want to go?
Yeah.
But they are just kind of like stuck in a funk. They don't know how to get out of it. They're not finding joy in their business. They're just kind of like, meh. What would you say to that person?
I mean, the first thing I would ask them is why they started. Like, why'd you get into this? Nobody signed up for a business in network marketing without a good reason, right? Like maybe sometimes you take a job for really no good reason. You just needed money, okay? But no one in the history of this universe has ever been willing to do something that in general, unfortunately, society sees as like a scam. Like in general, network marketing does not have a real great reputation, okay? Even though I believe in it with all of my heart, no one's signing up to be a beach body coach unless they got a good reason, right? And it's because, one, the product's changed your life. And I hope that that's number one for everybody. And number two, There was something you wanted to do for your family and for the world. So I tell people there's a magic formula for motivation, and it's knowing, first of all, your why, which is what you want to do for your family, and 2 is your mission, which is what you want to do for the world. And anytime you're struggling, it's usually because you've gotten so caught up in the numbers and the tracker that you forgot about those things. Now, let me just tell you that success does not happen by avoiding the numbers or avoiding the tracker, but it really happens when your mission and your purpose become the fuel for the tracker and the numbers. And what I really would challenge you to do is a very simple exercise. Every morning when you wake up, write down some things that you are grateful for. Because usually when you're like, blah, business, I'm so sick of this, I'm so tired, it's because you forgot all the good that it's already done for you. And if you'll wake up every single morning and write down the positive things that have already happened because of this business, like maybe you haven't bought your lake house yet, okay? But guess what? You're a whole lot more confident than you used to be. Your smile is bigger than it used to be. And I'll just tell you, that's way more important than a lake house. Like, I'm sure Micah loves her lake house and I want to come visit. But I can tell you that that is not the greatest transformation she has seen in her business. That is an outward expression of what really matters, which is her inward results. She has become the kind of person that can manifest those things. Okay? And so you got to ask yourself, what kind of a person am I becoming in this process? And what are the results of quitting? I want everyone to just take a second. I know this sounds like a scary place, but just trust me, this is going to go somewhere really good. I want you to imagine right now that tonight you decide to stop being a Beachbody coach. Okay? And now I want you to rewind to who you were before you were a Beachbody coach, your before picture. And I'm not even just talking about what you look like. I'm talking about your confidence, your fulfillment, your hope, your path. I want you to rewind back to that before picture. How many people on this call can say, Josh, I'm thinking of that person that I used to be, and I'd really love to get back to that as soon as possible? No. I'm just going to tell you, you want to quit being a Beachbody coach? Nobody's going to make you stick around, but that's who you go back to. So part of you is like, man, this is hard. It's pressure. I don't know. But here's the thing. Without this pressure, without this growth, you go back. John Maxwell says growth is an uphill battle. The only thing we do by default is we slide back down the hill. So you get 2 options in life. 1, you take another step forward, which always comes with pressure and responsibility. Or 2, you do nothing, and by default, you slide back into the human you used to be. And guys, I just personally, I can't even imagine going back to the person I used to be. I was a happy person. It's not like I was like completely messed up, but I was unfulfilled. I was looking for my place in this world. I was fighting so hard to just try to find, where do I belong? I know I'm here for a reason, but what is, to me, that's the most depressing place you can be, is to be in a world full of this much potential and not know where you belong. So if you're struggling, remember where you came from and celebrate how far you've come instead of constantly judging how far you still have to go. And I want you to keep an eye on where it is you're trying to go. I don't want you to lose sight of that. But you always have to remember how far you've come, or how far you have to go will constantly haunt you. And so there's got to be like this 2 sides of the coin. I'm constantly looking to where I want to go, And the reason I know I can get there is because of how far I've already come. Even if I've only made it 1/20th of the way up the mountain, guess what? If I can just repeat that 19 more times, I'm there. On one hand, it's kind of like, does anybody remember Lift 4? When Joel's like, only 40 more reps. And then he's like, oh, wait a second. That sounded really bad. What I mean is 4 more sets, right? So sometimes we get stuck on the 40 more reps and we forget it's really just 4 more sets. In reality, we've already done like 160 reps. So 40 more reps isn't that big of a deal, right? So we got to remember how far we've come, guys, and realize, dude, I am so freaking blessed to just wake up in the morning and have a purpose. To me, that's the greatest blessing I could ever have in life, is to just wake up and have a purpose. Take away purpose, I will show you a really bad version of all of us. So never forget that. I know that was a really long answer, Micah, but you know that's the only kind I have.
Only way. No, I love it. That's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this, for real. Like, we have the best humans on our team, and I just want to share sometime, because I'm like, just believe in yourself. Dang it, gosh, because it really is the answer to everything. So
it is. Agreed. Agreed.
I love what we do. I feel like we're blessed to make our job growing as humans. Like, that is our number one job, is to grow as humans.
Right.
Like, who gets to do that? So game on. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to become who we're meant to be. Bless as many lives as we can. Make an impact. And your business will take off, because that's what this is. So thank you so much, Josh. We sure love you.
You're welcome. Love you guys. Night.
Okay, see you guys.